Good morning, guys. It is your baby boomer Kitty Lane from the Peninsula in Virginia, back with another Create and Relate. As you can see, I am up and at 'em. I decided not to do the 6 o'clock video because there was a lot of preparing for the day in that one and not a whole lot of crocheting. But I did get some done, and I'll be happy to share. I'm actually on my second round here. I did a round of half double crochet, and now I'm going around with single crochet. And as long as this ball lasts, I'll repeat what I've done. I'll do a half double crochet and a single crochet. And then this will be my first completion of the day. But let me get my trusty dusty notebook and tell you what we're facing today. So I'm not going to show you each piece because I don't want to bore you with that. So we still have the notion bag. I did work on that a little this morning. You can see I got the blue added. I'm going to go with the light purple and a dark purple. And then that'll be complete. And then I'll add the inner bag and the Velcro. So all of that is together. My blanket, which is the Dallas Cowboy blanket. Love watching them whip up on the Giants on the replay. The pink scarf, the love scarf, I like to call it. The bigger yarn bowl, I have that in reach. The green hue poncho, that's what we're working on right here. My sweater, it is right there. I kind of got everything lined up over here. My 10 of Diamonds blanket, it's right here. The scrap blanket is right here. And the green corner to corner. Now, what's left of the Taco Tuesday challenge that I have not, because this is actually double dipping. It's a rainbow project, and it is the notion bag. So that's knocking 2 of them out. We were commissioned, no, encouraged to make a decoration to complete a whip, which this will be completed. I'm hoping at least one of the others, like maybe the scrap blanket, will be completed. So I probably get a couple of those done. And a Boggy Creek blanket or a donation blanket with 2 of your favorite stitches. So what I'm thinking with that is I want to start that today. I know that I'm not going to finish it by Tuesday with everything else I have on my plate. But I'm thinking about the blue and white gift that I wanted to give to the young lady over at Walmart. So I might do that one in the 2 favorite stitches. But then it's like, what are my favorite stitches? So that will also be a newbie. Another newbie is going to be what I want to do with the purple. I have not decided yet. I'm thinking I want to make maybe just an oversized scarf. I really don't know. I know it's for an older gentleman, and I've never seen him wear anything but baseball caps. And I don't know how receptive he would be to a beanie or a crocheted hat. But I believe he would wear the scarf. Yeah. So that's what I'm looking at there. Yes, some y'all know I have not had my coffee yet. And I have my live today. So y'all know I got to get the coffee going, and I got to get some breakfast in my system. I'm kind of excited to get this done, but I'm trying to work everything in rotation. Once I complete this single crochet round, I'm going to put this aside and grab something else. And it will probably be the scrap blanket, because this is filling up. And this needs to be eradicated so I can get some more scrap yarn in there. But yeah, I like the color theme that I had going with that. It's basically like blues and greens, yellows, you know. So, and I got some greens in here and a blue. So I'm thinking it'll work. And once I get that measured up and make sure it's at least 42 inches, it'll be good. That is what we have for this morning. You all go about and have a good day. Don't forget to join me at 12 o'clock at Come On Into the End. And let's have some fun. See you guys soon. Okay, guys, I came to a conclusion today. No, and I'm not mad at myself. That's part of my problem. I don't give myself grace when I don't meet certain self-given deadlines and quotas. I kind of beat myself up psychologically, and that's not a good thing. It's not. You can tell by my hair how hard I've worked today. Did I get a piece of what I wanted to get done crochet-wise today? Hell no. I am so sorry, but I didn't. I really didn't. And normally I would be beating myself up. So I got up at 6 o'clock this morning. And, you know, you get up, you do your well, I do my meditation and exercise, which takes me roughly around 35 to 45 minutes. And then I take my shower and do my little girly things. You know, you brush your hair so that it looks semi-cute for the day. And you put in your deodorant and your smell goods and your coconut oil. And you know, get dressed after that and admire yourself. All that good stuff. So we got all of that done. So we finally started. I feel like because I felt like it was an alter ego in there somewhere. But I finally started crocheting probably about, I want to say like maybe 20 minutes to 8. And I added a little bit to this. I did a couple of rounds to the poncho. And what else did I work on? I think that was it. I was kind of stuck on the poncho. No. The rectangular blanket. I picked that up and I'm like, yes, we're going to finish this today. We're going to finish this poncho today. And I've been doing everything in 3-hour segments. Well, let me finish telling you how my day has gone. So, from 9 to 12. About 9 o'clock, I go in the kitchen. I fix me a little breakfast, which was a burrito. And I fix my coffee. Gotta have the coffee. So I fix my coffee. I fix the burrito. And I come in my room. Of course, I have to take time to eat. I have to take my medication. And I have to make sure I'm set up for the day, because I go live on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So where I had already done the pre-setup, I went in on a block of time. I didn't fill in my description box. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll go ahead and do that now. I don't want to be doing it at the last minute. And I got to a point where I had to go look something up and forgot it was just lingering there. Picked up the blanket and did a few more stitches. And then I was like, oh, I got to get this done. I'm looking now. It's like 11:15. So Now it's time for me to go to the bathroom and make sure I got my water, top off my coffee, all that good stuff so that I'm ready for my live. Make sure everything is situated around me. So the little 25 to 30 stitches I did on this blanket, in my mind, added up to 0. But a stitch is a stitch, and a stitch done is a stitch in the positive direction. That's what I need to keep telling myself. So I did my live at 12 o'clock. I wanted to come on and give you, oh, my nose is itching. I wanted to give you my 3-hour update, but the live, I got out of the live just a few minutes early. I forgot what I was doing. Oh, preparing for the kids, because I go pick up the kids at 2:15. So made sure everything is set for them. Whatever telephone business I had to handle, that was the time for me to handle it in. No crocheting during this time, right? So I go pick up the kids. You know, we're back in about, I'll say we're in and ready to stay in close to 3 o'clock. Excuse me. Because my grandson got a 92 on his math test, and he was really confused about what he was supposed to study. So we thought that was really good. And he wanted a corn dog from Walmart. So we went over to Walmart to get corn dogs. Of course, they had 0. So we scuttlebug back home, and then I had to fix their lunch, or their snack rather. And we, of course, sit down and do that together. That's when I wash the dishes, probably the second time, because I wash dishes when I go make my coffee. And then whatever dishes that has generated, then I'll wash those dishes and our lunch dishes or snack dishes. And then, you know, I get them to put their dishes up. They each have their own dishes they put away. So he handles like the plates and the bowls and stuff. She handles like the pots and pans and the cookware. So make sure that they're set and straight. And then I come back here to crochet. And I'm looking at my yarn bowl, and I'm noticing as I'm crocheting, because yeah, I had completed the second brown that I'm telling you about, that I told you I was going to do, the lighter brown. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, I had already done this, and as I'm reaching for this one to add to it, I'm looking at my yarn bowl and I'm like, I forgot. Whenever you're making baskets and bowls, like this one has a 90 stitch count at the bottom. What I start doing immediately when I make that ridge to turn up, I start reducing my rows, because this will inevitably bow out. Now I want it to bow out at some point, which means that I have to keep the stitching. I went down from 90 to 80, and I want to keep that 80 count until I get up to like my last 4 or 5 rounds, and then I'll start reducing a little to give it that cup in, you know, where I'll have to stretch it a little to put my ball in, or my cake in. But I was like, I didn't do either row. So I had to go all the way back down to the first round. I don't mind frogging things, but when I got myself on a time limit, you know, and I want to get certain things done, it's kind of heartbreaking. But like I said, I have to learn to give myself grace. I have to learn that, you know, I'm not perfect. And as much as I want my work to be perfect, it's not going to always be that way. And the Crazy thing about that is, I'm not selling this yarn bowl. This is my yarn bowl. Yeah. $76, $77, $78, $79, and $80. Flip my row marker and secure the next stitch. That looks so much better. It's not bowed out. I mean, the other one looked like it was just collapsing in the side. It was so bowed. So I feel a lot better about this one, and I'm not going to focus on the fact that I didn't get done what I wanted to get done. I have until midnight, and I'm pretty sure I can make a significant difference in some things at that time. I mean, it's just like in my mind, I have all this beautiful stuff I want to do, all this time that I want to put into my crocheting, and it's like I forget that my life goes on outside of that. You know, I've got little kids, well, not little, but I've got kids that require attention, you know, and I have to focus on what they need and what they want even, you know. And when my daughter gets in from work and she's telling me about her day, I'm not one of those people that's just passively listening. I'm actively listening, because when she comes back and wants to tell me something else, I want her to know, hey, you know, I remember you telling me blah, 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 blah. You know, you don't have to go through that story all over again. We can pick up from this point and move forward. Because it's frustrating when you're talking to somebody and you're, you know, unloading, or you're telling them about your day, or even a good time that you've had. And it's something that's ongoing. And when you go back and you're adding on to it, you have to go back and start all over again. That's kind of frustrating. So I like to actively listen, you know, and I have to account for that when I'm doing my crocheting. Now tomorrow I don't have a live. If I go to bed tonight shortly after 12 o'clock, then when I get up at 6 o'clock, maybe I'll get up at 5:45. You know, I can start my meditations and my exercise early, get my shower done early. Maybe I could shave off a few minutes on each thing, you know, and you know, instead of 20 minutes of meditation, maybe 15 minutes. Instead of 20 minutes of exercise, maybe 15 minutes. You know, it's just the fact of keeping on doing it. And I'm doing it every day. And, you know, my shower, that 5 minutes that I'm waiting for the water, then to get warm, maybe turn the shower on when I go to the bathroom. When I go in the bathroom. And then go ahead and use the bathroom and set everything up like I do after I take my shower, but do it ahead of time. Then by the time I step in the shower, the water will be warm. And then I can go ahead and take my shower, get out, dry off, girly up, and come out of the bathroom. So there are ways that I can shave off time and add a little more time to my crocheting and get these things done. Get these things done. My goal was to knock off at least 5 WIPs for this week, and I wanted to do that. I wanted to get a certain amount of WIPs done by the end of the month. But traveling that journey, I have to give myself grace. If I don't get that number done, it's not like it's the end of the world. I have to give myself grace. So I guess I'm telling you guys the same thing. Stop being so hard on yourself. Okay, you deserve grace. You do. You're only human. You can only do what the human aspect of you allows your human to do. Stop sweating what you haven't done and celebrate the accomplishments. Hey, I got one section done of this today. Hey, I got 2 rows added to this today. I got two rounds added to the poncho. I caught the mistake early. I didn't get the basket all the way done before realizing the mistake. So, whereas I was at 10 rounds before, I'm now back up to round 8. 2 more rounds, I'll be caught up to where I was. And it's still in the same day. So, celebrate the accomplishments. Stop beating yourself up for what you didn't do. Love you guys. I'll see you in a few hours. Let you know where I stand. Guys, I'm tapping out. I'm not tapping out of the whole project, but I am tapping out for the night. I did manage to get the big yarn bowl done, but that was pretty much it. Guys, I am exhausted, and I'm gonna give myself that much grace, and I'm going to bed. I love you guys. We'll pick this up tomorrow, and we're gonna rock, and we're gonna get it done. Plus, I got ideas for another blanket. And where I said I wanted to make the gentleman a big scarf, I actually think I'm gonna make him a blanket. I'm gonna be using these, but I'm gonna add this. Sorry. Tired, guys. I'm so tired. Okay, here we go. All right. Get in there. Get in there. Yeah, get in there. Okay. So I'm going to be using these. And I'm going to make a pretty decent sized blanket. It's going to be corner to corner, but it's going to be squares. They have to be sewn together. I'm going to use as little of this as possible. Nope. I'm going to use this and basically the cream in the middle. And I'm going to border with this. I'm going to border each square, sew the squares together, and border the project with this. And when it comes to the baby blue one, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do, but it's going to be done, though. Oh, my goodness. Guys, I am exhausted. I don't get like this often. And I need to hurry up and turn this thing off because I'm getting ready to start stripping soon. And y'all not paying me for that. I love you guys. Don't forget to be bold and be brave. Be beautiful and behave until we see each other again. Remember, Kitty Lane told you. Always know that Kitty Lane loves you. Oh, I need some of y'all to love me right now. Come tuck me in. Until we see each other again, guys, on these YouTube streets. Peace out, everybody.